Hey everybody, welcome back. Hey, I was gonna show you something here. Just a little tool that I like to use sometimes whenever you get in. If you have something like, I'm just gonna use this little piece of scrap metal I got to show you. But if you have a cabinet or something like this one over here, like that metal cabinet there, you know, if you got to drill through and put a nut and bolt on to attach something to it, that's not that big a deal. But sometimes you have one that's a little bit kind of like this, the jointer I got there. You know, I can take them side panels off and get in there and everything, but it's a little more of a pain to run a bolt in there. So, and I normally use these anyways if it's even on that cabinet I showed you over there, because sometimes it's just nice to not have to mess with a nut on the backside. But I've got a thing. There's the name on the case. So I just got this off Amazon. There's what the inside of it looks like. You have all of your, it's called rib nuts, and this is a rib nut tool. Here's all your dies for it, and there's some rib nuts that it comes with. And then I also bought an assortment metric and standard rib nuts to go along with it. But the good thing about this is these little, they're called rib nuts, and they've got a little knurled, you can see, there you go, little knurled spot on it. And what that does, you know, and it's got threads on the inside, so you can drill a hole through decently thick. It works on metal. They're decent on plastic. They don't work real well on wood, but they do okay on plastic and, you know, sheet metals, things like that. Up to about, I wouldn't go past the 1/8 of an inch on this size. You might go like, oh, and just a tip, when you gotta open these up, make sure you got it turned the right way, because if you don't, makes a mess. Not that I know that. But like these are this is the one for 1/2 inch bolts. So you could go a little bit thicker on that, because what happens is when you put the tool on it, and I'll show you here, this part actually compresses and pinches this lip, and it makes a lip back here, and it compresses it onto the metal, and then you can run your bolt. Like this one, that's a 1/4 20, and I just got a plain 1/4 20. But once you run it in there, then you've got threads that you can attach to. So throw this back in here, and then generally what I do, I just take a drill index, and I'll just take my rib nut. You can look, there's a chart somewhere. I lost the paper for it, because it's a little different than for like tap and die. But I just take the rib nut and I just hold it next to drill bits till I find a bit that's just a shade bigger. And if it's standard size you use all the time, you know, like this one's a 23/64. That's the perfect size for this one. But if you don't know, just size it next to your drill bits and just get a bit that's just a little bit smaller. Because and I've used this metal for other things. There's a rib nut there and there that I had it for some other stuff before I started cutting out on it. But like the hole here, you know, you just want it so that it slides in, you know, and it doesn't move a whole lot. Now, there's different kinds of tools. There's different tools for this. This is the particular one I have. And then on the boxes, on the die boxes, it's got the size on it. So as long as you put it back where it's in the right place, then you're okay. But come over here. It comes with the little adapter to press it up against, and then it's got the die that you screw in there. Get in there. There you go. And there's inside here, there's a little sleeve that slides down, and inside the sleeve, it's got a, kind of hard to see in there, you can barely see it. It's like a 12-point socket in there, but it's made to attach onto the flats here. But you screw it in with the short thread down, and then once you get it started, pull that sleeve down and go ahead and tighten it all the way down, and then your sleeve will pop back up. Then you take your little end piece fitting here and screw that on. Okay, now you take your rib nut, and the side that's got the lip goes towards the tool, and screw that down all the way till it's flush. And, oh, and I didn't tell you this. Make sure you got the wings out when you tighten it down. Okay, because when you pull the wings in, that's what compresses it down. And then you just put it in your little hole there. Okay, so see how it's compressed. Now, when you want to get the tool off, you open it back up, and then it's got this little knob here, and that unscrews it out of the rib nut. There you go. And then when you want to change dies, you know, you unscrew this, same as always, or same as what you did, just reverse. Take that off, slide that down past the flats, and then unscrew that. And unless I'm going to be doing a bunch that I know is going to be the same, I always put the die back in after I drop it, and then put it back. That way you know it's back where it's supposed to be. And then put the tool back. Obviously, if you're doing a bunch of them, leave it out or leave the die in. And you can, it's got room in the case. You can leave the die in if it's one you use a lot. But so now, so you got that. Turn it sideways. So you got this. Got a little lip there, and now it's got threads in there, so you can attach something to that and screw it in, and now you got a good spot to do it with. And the good thing too is if by chance you cross thread this or strip this out, you can just drill this rib nut out, and with the drill bit you use to make that size. So I'd use the 2364 on this one, and you just drill that out and you put another rib nut in if you need it. So far I've not had any issues with these rib nuts, except in wood, and I was just experimenting with it, trying to see if it would, if I could get it to work. You know, I tried putting it in wood with a little lip on it. Of course, it just pulled the lip out. And then I made the hole where I put epoxy in it, and I put it in, and it didn't hold because it's just, this just isn't made for that. I use a lot of stuff for purposes in which it was not intended, but in this application, and you can use this for stuff it's not intended, but it doesn't work well with wood. Carbon fiber, plastic, they're decent. I mean, they're not going to hold. Obviously, you put it in some plastic, it's not going to hold as good as this. But if you have something that's light duty you need for plastic, it'll work good for that. And I just got these off Amazon. Not sponsored or any of that kind of stuff. It's just for any of you out there that didn't know that was a thing. Up until about 5 years ago, I didn't know that was a thing, and I used to fight with stuff trying to figure out how to do it. And so now you got a good solution for if you need to put a nut in something or a bolt in something and attach something to something else. So, all right, well, I'm getting ready to do another video here in a minute that's a little bit different kind of a video. So I'm making them all at the same time, so you'll see this shirt again. I do shower and I wash my clothes. But this is all on the same, gonna be the same day. So, hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I will yak at you more here in a little bit when I make the other video. So, guys, have a good day, and don't forget, like, subscribe, all the click stuff, all that stuff. So, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Bye.